and welcome to my channel. My name's Lisa and this is Nessie. She's a wee furry hooligan. I don't actually know how I'm going to stop pressing record because now she has ensconced herself onto my knee. So wish me luck with that. This is my first ever video, which is very exciting. I have a wee confession in that I filmed and made this coat way before Christmas, but Christmas and life and sewing of the Christmas presents got in the way of actually editing it, and I thought I had filmed an intro before I started sewing it, but obviously why would you do that? So we will travel back in time to the end of November, I think, when I was making this coat. So the coat we are going to be making is this very easy Vogue pattern. It's pattern V9340. I'll put, if I can find a link to the pattern somewhere, I'll put it in the description box in case you want to take a look at it. I made the short version. I didn't actually shorten it, and on me, I think it's obviously a bit longer. So bear that in mind if you are taller than I am and you want the same length coat as I had. I am 5'2" and I did not shorten this. And also what I would mention with this one, and I think it's deliberate, because actually when I look at the line drawing here, I'm sorry, look at the line drawing here, you can see this lovely lady's bracelets on her wrist very clearly. And I think that the coat itself is actually the sleeves are meant to be bracelet length, which on me is pretty much perfect. So depending on what kind of style of coat you want, you might want to lengthen those sleeves. But I don't really want to say too much about it because I'm going to show you the process of sewing it in a second. But there's some really cool details in this coat. You can kind of see, if you look in the line drawing, there's a bow at the neck. It's got some really interesting sleeves. I used Melton wool for this pattern, so it's more like almost like a felted wool. That's kind of the thickness of it, but it's not super thick. I would say it's more of a medium weight, which is not what they say to use for the pattern. So I took a bit of a gamble. For this pattern, they say, let's have a wee look. For the suggestions, it says to use a lightweight woolen, which mine was a bit heavier than lightweight, a ponte knit or a flannel. So I think they suggest to use some things that are a bit more drapey. I think Mace is meant to be quite a lightweight coat, particularly I would imagine due to the sleeve length. It's not necessarily meant to be a winter coat, but I made mine as a winter coat. And it's grand. I made it in a more of a medium weight, and I think it's made it hold those lovely style lines a bit more, so the pleats kind of stand a bit better, and the sleeves a bit better. The only thing I would say is the fabric I have picked, because it doesn't drape super well, because it's a bit more structured. The hood does look that's like a wee bit ridiculous when it's up, but it's like, I think maybe in my brain it looks ridiculous, but it's still lovely. I still love it, and I will take you through the sewing of it now. I have cut out all my coat pieces, so there's not too many pieces to the coat. There is a 2-piece sleeve, the front and the back, this little tie for the neckline here, and then the hood, and then there's a pocket, because of course you can't have a coat without a pocket. So I think what I'm going to do first is I'm obviously going to mark out all my pleat and dart lines, and I think I'm going to ignore the pattern slightly and just sew those up first, just to get them out of the way, because I like sewing all of those first. And I think that the sleeve will be a really nice shape in this wool. So you can see it's got a dart in the bottom edge here, and I think it will just kind of give it a bit more structure in this. So you're technically meant to sew this pattern in either like a ponte weight knit or a flannel, and I've picked this kind of felt kind of Melton wool, and I think it will still be fine. The only difference is I have made a lining for this, so the lining I cut out exactly the same as the coat, apart from on the front here I didn't cut all the way along, so I shortened the lining by the width of the facing because this has got a grown-in facing here. So hopefully I've got this angled correctly. So you see this big pleat here, and then this is the centre front here, and then you've got a fold line for the facing. So that means that the facing will fold back like so, and then my lining will go attached to this edge. I'm hoping that will work. Fingers crossed anyway. I have already sewn the lining up. I do have a little bit of footage of that, and I'll show you the lining on the dummy just now. And I'm hoping to get as much of this coat done as I can into like the afternoon and early evening. I don't know how the light will be, but hopefully we'll be all right. Yeah, I'm gonna show you the lining, and I'm gonna get to marking all these pattern markings, I guess, onto here. So this is the lining. Please excuse the chaos over here. I do not have one of those beautiful aesthetic spaces. Mine is just utter chaos. Too many projects, too much fabric. I'm sure a lot of you can relate. Anyway, here's the lining. So it's essentially just the same as the coat. I mean, sometimes I think you would maybe construct the lining in a different way, because I've made coats before where rather than having the pleats in, you would just do like a little tuck and things like that. But because I'm kind of winging it with this lining, I thought I would just make it the same as the coat. It's not a super tight fit. It's quite a loose, oversized coat, so I don't think it's gonna pull anywhere. Fingers crossed. And I think it'll be grand. And as I said, I haven't made this as long. Sorry, not as long, as wide. So this actually isn't. This is sort of the centre front, but not quite. The coat kind of extends a little bit because the centre front is kind of in the middle of that facing on the coat. So yeah, I wanted to make this first because I didn't make a toile, so I wanted to test the fit and the sleeve length, the most importantly. The sleeves is fine on me. Sleeves are fine on me. So I think maybe this coat for normally sized height people would be more of a bracelet length, because I would normally have to shorten sleeves quite a lot. So bear that in mind if you want to make this pattern. I think you might need to lengthen the sleeve if you want it to come all the way down to your wrist. Anyway, so here's the back. You can see these nice big pleats here. I think it will hang really nicely in the wool too. I don't think having all the pleats in the lining will add too much bulk. But we'll see. Just realised I'm touching the bit of my mannequin here. But anyway, we will get to sewing the rest of the coat. Okay, so I have interfaced everything that needs to be interfaced, I think, although I might actually come back and interface along the pocket openings. I don't think it says in the instructions to do that, but it seems like a good idea to me, and normally I would do that, so I think I'm going to go back and do that. But anyway, so these are the sleeve facings, so they're all interfaced. This is the back, so I've sewn the centre back seam here, because you have to do that before you sew these two pleats. So I'm going to go and do that now. And then this is the front piece, and you can see now that I've interfaced this facing piece here. So this facing is grown onto the front edge of the coat, And now hopefully it'll be a bit easier to see what's going to go on. So this is the facing. It will flip back this way, and then I believe we'll sew it along here and then turn that through to that side. And for me, because why make life easy for yourself, because I'm lining it, the lining will be sewn along this edge here. I've also gone and put some interfacing along the hem. Pattern doesn't say to do this, but this is wool rather than what they're suggesting, and this will make the hem sit really nice. So I've gone ahead and done that. And now we have to put the ties in this pleat on the front. I went ahead and I sewed up the ties off camera because I thought this is probably not the most exciting sewing you're going to see in your life. So I thought you could do without seeing that. So this goes on the right side here, because this will then get sewn into that pleat like this. And this is sewn across, well, actually we'll probably go from this way, down here and then along here, and then the pleat goes to the armhole. You will see this in a minute, but I think I'm also trying to make this make sense for me also. So this will go that way, and then this tie will come out like that. So that'll be nice and cute. This wool is picking up every bit of fluff from my jumper, and probably my cat too. So that will be fun for me. So if anybody has got anything that works better than a lint roller, just because I feel bad, you know, you're like taking the sheets off all the time, then let me know. Hit me up for recommendations for removing fluff and pet hair off woolly coats. Right, so I'm going to go and sew these pleats up. Just a super quick update for you. So it's a couple of days later, and now I'm hopefully going to try and carry on with the rest of this coat today and maybe finish it. We will see. So this is the front. You can see that this tie is now caught in that front pleat there. And then I did go ahead and finish, well, not finish, but interface this pocket edge here. I just think it will make it a bit more stable. For the pocket openings, obviously that's going to have a lot of wear and tear with you putting stuff in your pockets. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do the pockets now and carry on with the rest of it. Pockets are in, side sleeves of the coats are done. So next up is sleeves, and before I go on and do those, I just wanted to talk to you about this beautiful machine, which is a vintage Jones machine. My husband got it me for my birthday. We found it in a charity shop, and this is the first project I have sewn on her. She's working beautifully, but she's not liking the thick joins of the seams in the wool, and it's getting stuck a little bit in the feed dogs, even though you can actually change on this machine to various thicknesses. So it's got normal and then thick, and it's actually, I think, lowers the feed dogs a little bit. I am going to switch it over to my number one Faye, my Bernina, because I think that will handle the thickness of the wool a bit better. I don't want to do anything that's going to upset this machine, although I think it's been fine. It's just I think I maybe need to kind of practice with it a little bit first, maybe a bit more, kind of sew some other bits on it to get a more of a feel of how she works, and I think it'll just be easier to finish it off on my number one fave. So even though, like, you know, don't tell her, she's still beautiful. And I'm gonna switch that over and get going with the sleeves. I've just sewn the facing to the bottom of the sleeve, which you can see here, but it creates like a really lovely crisp edge on the bottom of the sleeve cuff here. I mean it's sort of a cuff. I guess it's just more like a sleeve hem. But yeah, just wanted to show you that real quick before I put the sleeves in, which is very exciting. But you can see that the darts here, they will give the sleeves a really lovely shape when they're in. So yeah, so I'm going to get to it, put the sleeves in, and then we're on to the hood and the lining. One last update before dinner. I went ahead and I sewed the hood off camera, so you can see it's lined here. I actually put a strip of interfacing along the hood edge because it just helps it hold its shape a little bit more. And now I'm gonna attach the hood along the neckline along here. I made myself a little hanging tie out of the lining fabric. I'm glad I remembered to do that before I'd sewn the lining in. So yeah, so I'm going to go and do that, and then it'll be putting the lining in. I had a wee sneaky try on of it after I put both the sleeves in, and it is super. So I am very excited. A few days later now, I am going out to a Thanksgiving dinner later, which is hosted by one of my husband's colleagues. I've never been to one before, so I'm quite excited, but I'm determined to finish this coat today so I can wear it out later. I only have the hand sewing to do. I have been sewing along some of the hem edges already, so I have done some of it. I've got coffee. I'm going to try my best. And I think it only has 3 poppers on it, so it shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, so I'm going to put on, I don't know whether I'm going to listen to my audiobook or put on some silly Christmas film. And because, you know, if you don't know, Netflix have so many ridiculous Christmas movies that just are so terrible, but they bring my heart joy. So I might stick one of those on, and yeah, let's get to it and hopefully finish this coat this afternoon. So this is the finished coat. You will have seen the footage I put in before of me in it. I really love it. There are, oh, here she is again. I might move this middle popper if you can see anything. With this hooligan, she's just been desperate to sit on my knee all day, and I have been too busy, haven't I? Unacceptable behaviour from humans. So now I'm just going to be stuck here in my coat, sitting in the chair. Anyway, I really love sewing it. I hope that you enjoyed following along with me. I've got lots of other things that I am really excited to sew with you and knit as well, and all of the things. So if you've made it this far, thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will be back very soon with another video. Thanks.